you're talking about reach and you're talking about mass market. At the same time, you're talking about permission-based and you're talking about advertising for individuals. So they seem at first not to be quite the same thing or to be diametrically opposed. What's different now?
I think currently permission bases in mobile, especially with Blick, have been small. Permission bases actually outside of mobile are enormous. And so if you look at the hotel industry, the travel industry, flight industry, banking industry, the permission-based base, even in the gaming industry, if you look at Xbox's opt-in base. So it's because I think of the recent history, it seems that there are either no or low volumes of opt-in, which certainly doesn't mean that that will continue forward. Providing that there is enough value exchange offered to people, and it's very obvious and transparent of what people are actually getting involved in, and it's all under their control, I firmly believe that the size of opt-in databases will grow exponentially, and I think that a solution like Optism needs to be aggregated so that the inventory is agnostic across multiple networks rather than being specific to one or another. And so I think that will work, and I believe that the user privacy and permission at the forefront of that is a mandatory placing. I don't think that it's something that can be sketched over or ignored. And as we've seen, as I said, in the other industries, large-scale volumes of opt-in across multiple groups of people already exist. It's just they don't exist on mobile operators.
What is it about conversational marketing that's exciting or that makes it a special fit with mobile? Because we're talking about SMS and MMS primarily. Display can still coexist, all of the others can exist, but what's special about that one?
I think mobile is most certainly the most personal of all media channels. It's the most personal tool that we use other than voice talking to each other. And so we are in, like it or not, we're in the game of personal engagement because these are personal media channels. We could take the personal media channel and use impersonal interruptive techniques. I suspect that wouldn't necessarily work so well. And so I think it's a fait accompli. It's a personal media, it needs to be done in a personal way. And without that personality involved, I'm absolutely certain that the effectiveness wouldn't be anything to shout about. We won't see the year of mobile, whenever that is.
What are your thoughts in the ecosystem, the value chain? I mean, one of the things about the solution is that it's supposed to be about more or less the relationship gap, brokering that relationship gap, brokering relationships. Who has to sit at the table and why?
In terms of the ecosystem, we are talking about brands, agencies, technology companies and operators. I think the technology companies who are able to do the wiring in the background may well be needed. Mobile networks are powered by those technology companies. One of the primary ones is Alcatel-Lucent. But also the agencies need interfaces to be built, so they need the technology companies for that. And so Alcatel have spent the last year speaking to all of those parties. And bearing in mind this is a rev share solution that doesn't involve CapEx or OpEx, it's also free of charge to install. You would imagine that many people in the value chain would like to run with that.
So I'll give you more than 30 seconds. Future of mobile advertising, where you left off.
I think the future of advertising, regardless of the channel, of which mobile is one, I think the future of advertising is in taking points of inspiration into points of conversion. Taking people being aware of something into buying something, if that's what that is. I think mobile will eventually become a non-used word due to the fact that mobile already contains all prior mass media channels. I think what we'll be left with is users being at the heart of everything. And if that is the future of advertising, it will go through with the citizens of the world. And I think it will provide the most effective advertising formats for the brands and their agencies.